Hello and welcome to another installment of How to Do Everything, the complete guidebook to the human experience. My name is Tommy Dasilo. I am your host, and today on the show, Lauren Bonner is going to teach me how to tango on an Argentinian television show. I know, guys, someone else covering that topic. I'm sorry, I couldn't help it. All these people come to me and they've had the same experience and they want to be on the show. What am I meant to do about it? If you want to support the show, get onto patreon.com/howtodoeverything. You get bonus episodes every week and you get a nice warm feeling in your stomach from making me feel like a happy little boy. I have a lot of fun on the Patreon bonus episodes, so go check them out. Even if you don't want to make me feel good, even if just callously you just want something for yourself, that's the way that you can do it. But today on the show, Lauren Bonner. You might know her from her podcast, Big Natural Talents, that she does with Conchetta Cristo. She's a fixture on the Sydney stand-up scene. She's done the Melbourne Comedy Festival a couple of times. She's all over the place. She's great. I didn't know her particularly well, but I was in Sydney, thought she'd be fun to chat to, reached out, and we had a great time. And guess what? You are now about to hear that. So strap in, here we go. This is How to Do Everything with Lauren Bonner. Something that I came across this morning that I've really been enjoying recently.
Oh yeah.
Is I don't know if this tends to happen up here as much, but I feel like recently in Melbourne there's been so much like hospitality goss. Like someone setting up an Instagram page that is basically just to take down one bad restaurant and they're like poor employment, they're like wage theft and all that sort of stuff.
Ooh.
And then it gets enough traction that the like actual restaurant that it's about feels the need to kind of weigh in and give their side of it. And I realized this morning there was like a new one that started up and I was just devouring it. And I realized like what I love about it is, I mean, it's goss, it's like the hospitality, like the restaurant cafe industry.
And restaurants are notorious for like gossip. I've never worked much in hospo. I was always a retail and retail, car park, driving a van. Like I've done a lot of stuff. I want people to know that I've paid my dues. Like when I say I never worked in hospo, I just went into entertainment. No. I was in a van days ago.
I was at Just Jeans.
I was in the trenches, just different trenches. But what I know of restaurants, like it's the combination of like it's nighttime. Chefs are the craziest people you'll ever like. They all love drugs and drinking, and they're up all night and they're cooking food.
Absolutely.
And their waitresses are young girls, and they're coming through and they're falling in love, and it's
But this is what I love about reading the gossip about it is that it's like there are so many parallels with comedy.
Yeah.
But it's like there's enough familiarity to reading about it. There's enough commonality, but it's removed enough that you don't have to be like, oh, that's about someone I know. That sucks.
Like, shit,
that's
that
a
me?
bummer. Oh, what does that mean? Yeah, what is that? Oh, this is like really bad for the industry, and like you feel like you've got like a personal stake in like anything bad that comes up. But just hearing about it, where it's like, I can see all the common stuff here. Yeah, I'm a fucking fiend for it. I'm taking away the complete wrong lesson from. But there was just a great one today that was like this couple that worked for this taco place, and they've now left the country. They were like they were living in Australia. They've now gone back to I think Brazil, and they've like launched this account from over there to kind of like blow the whistle on this dodgy employer.
Whoa, they got out of the country.
And then the actual place that they're talking about has done a post about it, which is always great because it's like you're kind of just alluding all your followers to the fact that this was being. There'd be plenty of people. They're like, it's always the self-importance of a post. It's like, you guys might have seen this post going around, and you just imagine 90% of the people reading it being like, no.
But now I'm going to find it. I only ever see like the fallout from something, and it's so frustrating, especially on TikTok is notorious for it. It's always like, everyone has to talk about the thing that happened, and everyone knows about this thing that happened. And I'm like, what thing happened?
This again?
And I'm like looking through the comments being like, what happened? And people are like, oh, they're talking about the thing with Lionel Smith, and I'm like, I've never heard of this person. And then I've like got to do so much background to find out they're like two people I'd never heard of, like had a fight. And then now I'm just like, well, I just could have not known about that.
What's that one is that still going on, that really recent one? Those like two big influencers that are fighting?
Anna Paul and Michaela Testa. Yes. And then now what's her name's involved, and see, it's a nightmare.
It is a nightmare. You got to stick to. It's just you got to stick to restaurants. It's
Veruca, she's involved now.
Okay,
one listener will know.
Yeah, some people are pumped that we're finally discussing that. Finally, on this podcast.
They're addressing.
But the taco place,
what's that?
Firing back, I love anytime someone posts where they're like convinced that they're the good guy, and then just everything they're saying, they're like, all this stuff happened, and we've been painted in this unfair light, and basically what they've done is illegal. So we've reported them to border security. It's like, oh right, so their complaint was that you tried to get them deported, and then now like. You, in trying to sound like the good guy, you're just owning up to having reported them to border security.
They're like, well, now we're really going to do it.
Trying to still hold your head high.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Well, what did they do? Was it just like wage theft stuff or anything?
Just dodgy. Just all of it, all of the classics. The taco place too. I love a bit of this, using in their statement like, anyway, we don't really like being engaged in online drama. It's like, but you've written this essay.
You're wading into it.
You're contributing to it.
Yeah.
You're now being discussed on a podcast because of this post.
And it's about to go viral.
Exactly. It's about to be the new thing on TikTok. We're going to go global.
Yeah. Anna Paul is going to go to this taco shop.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God.
But so one thing I loved that you flagged is that your a great ability of yours is your ability to get comfy.
I do love to get comfy.
I'm jealous of this.
Are you a comfy guy?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking at you right. I mean, we're not we're working right now. We're on the clock. So.
I'm sitting on like a little table that's probably going to give me hemorrhoids by the end of this. So
sitting on a hard
I'm not very comfortable. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm never comfortable. In terms of like sleep, I need conditions. Do you know people that can just fall asleep like on the ground at an airport?
Yeah, I need conditions.
I need the conditions to be absolutely perfect. And in fact, my partner is the same, and it's a common refrain. I hear this from her probably every night. She'll be trying to go to sleep. She'll be tossing and turning, huffing and puffing. And every night I hear her mutter under her breath, "I've never been comfortable. Never in my life." And I think that's a big thing.
I love that.
I think that's a big thing that we connect on, that we have in common. It's
never
like
truly.
You've got like a nice expensive pillow. You've got like you've got the heater on. You got the doona, like good doona, all of it, nice, clean, fresh jammies.
So you are doing things
fresh out of the dryer, and it's still not enough.
Still not. Because I'm not baseline comfortable, but I'm like someone who like can put all of the things in place like to get comfortable.
Yeah, interesting.
Like when you say pillow, like, so you've traveled here, you're not from Sydney, so you didn't bring a pillow?
No.
The pillows in your room look quite nice though.
They're all right.
They look all right. This is not a memory foam. I'm a memory foam person.
I don't think it matters how good the pillows in the hotel are. Anything that's not your pillow feels like shit.
It just
feels wrong.
Yeah.
The like.
I'm on the brink of traveling with my pillow.
I'm considering it. I've thought about it from time to time.
It's a certain age that you hit.
I think it really depends. Depending on where you're going to be staying, like a friend's house where you don't trust that they're spare. If you're on a couch and you don't trust that their spare pillows are up to scratch.
Oh, I mean, first, I'm just not on the couch.
Yeah.
I will lose money before I stay on. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Talk us through it. So you were saying like you've come through the door after a night out.
Yeah.
And you can be within moments in full comfort maxed mode.
You need my boyfriend will get home and like sit on the couch in his jeans for hours and just walk around like bare feet in the cold.
Yep.
That's not fathomable to me. Like
that's like a real. Men will see this photo and think, hell yeah. Because I'm like, I'll go to the gym, I'll have a shower, and then I'll just put jeans back on. And Lauren's like,
so crazy.
Where do you think you're going? And I'm like,
so
I don't know. These are the clothes I was wearing earlier in the day.
Yeah.
And it's like 7 p.m. It's not quite bedtime. I'm not going to put pajamas on.
No.
Like, I don't know.
It's more productive to do that, to be honest. Like, that's like, if you're dressed, like, you're more likely to do things.
Yeah.
I get too comfy and like then I don't get anything done.
Yeah.
But I guess travel tip as well though is that always take tracksuit pants with you wherever you go.
Yep.
Even if it's like warm, because if you're in a hotel room, you're gonna have the aircon blasting anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
And I always regret not taking like tracksuit pants. But no, if I'm at home, I like get home, just immediately take clothes off, and then I put on like giant tracksuit pants, 2 sizes bigger than what you think you are. I just bought like a little...
What you think you are.
What you think you are. Yeah, because it's really...
That's very fluid. That could go either direction.
Yeah, it's truly 1 size bigger than what you actually are. 2 sizes bigger than what you think you are. Because I'm like, yeah, this is my size. And I'm like, go up.
Yep.
And then I've got an electric throw blanket on the couch, heated blanket.
Yep.
That goes crazy. If you don't have one of those in winter in Australia, like you got to get one.
Yeah, okay. All right.
And like on the couch in like the shade lounge area of the couch, so I'm fully reclined.
Oh, la-di-da.
And it's about being like, comfy clothes, warm socks on, maybe even like Uniqlo heat tech under the jumper, warm blanket, and then the double screen. So putting like a TV show on, and then also either looking at my phone or playing Nintendo Switch.
Okay, yeah. All right. And what feet? We're talking, we got some kind of slipper situation. We got an Ugg boot.
Yeah, I think I've got Ugg boots, but I think because the feet are up on the couch and I want to have the I want to be able to like, you know, tuck my feet up under me and like move around. So like a soft slipper. I've got like a little like slipper, like a bootie.
I do think you need some sort of like, there needs to be some sort of outlet for the heat. You know, I feel like my problem is I get too rugged up and then I get to a point where I'm like, I'm going to pass out.
Too warm.
You need some sort of like, the feet need to be the like, I don't know how it works, but somewhere for the excess heat to kind of get out. Something to keep you a bit regulated.
I will never wear socks in bed. I think that's crazy. I'm always feet out in bed.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. Like that's just, how do you even sleep? Anyway, no. I will shade people who wear socks in bed. That's
no, these are good tips. I would say the double screen stresses me out. That seems like not comfortable. That seems like information overload. I might play the Switch or the Steam Deck or something if my partner's name is Lauren. If she's watching, I'm not talking about you in this story. Yeah. I'm talking about someone else.
How do you know what I'm doing?
If she's got a Bravo show on, for example,
something
I
boring.
might be like, there might be, there's nothing I particularly feel like watching, I might go like, you knock yourself out. I'll just sit here and, but I would never put on something that I want to watch and then also be gaming at the same time.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, then this is what's key. Like, cause there's shows that I like want to watch or a movie that I'm actually watching and that's watching it. Or there's like, just like, it's like about
slop.
Yeah, slop or like just stuff I've watched before, like Grey's Anatomy. I've seen it before, or like reality TV, the Kardashians or something. And you don't really have to be watching it. It's just background noise that kind of like soothes your brain. And then on the Switch, I'm playing this game Suika. Do you know what that is?
The watermelon game?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for giving it its traditional title.
Yeah. The proper Japanese.
Weeb alert.
But it's just fruits. It's just fruits dropping down. And you'd match up the fruits and it's like broop, 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 broop. And there's like in the back.
It's got that mad music that everyone who's ever played it is hearing in their heads right now. Yeah.
And I'm just like completely like out of my body, disassociated.
A little puzzle game with something on in the background is like, I can get around that.
Like it's just complete like white noise.
Yep.
For mind and body.
Yeah.
I think I also noted that I was like an expert shopper. I reckon I'm probably a jeans expert too.
Really?
I just got rid of some jeans and I'm always getting rid of clothes. But I think, you tell me, what do you think is like a reasonable number of jeans?
A reasonable number of pairs of jeans to own.
And also consider, I feel like some guys like, or you yourself, or like you're wearing corduroy pants right now. Very cool. But
thank you.
They're like, all they would wear is jeans. But like,
yeah.
I'm a girl, so like I'm often wearing a skirt. I've got dresses, everything, jeans are just
I know how it works.
One in the mix.
Yep.
Okay. You know what we do.
Yeah, okay. How many jeans? Well, I'm trying to think how many pairs of jeans I own. I would say that I'd say that I've got maybe 3. 3 pairs that are in sort of a semi-regular rotation.
Yeah.
One's a bit baggier, one's a bit more classic, and then they're both blue and then a black pair.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got all bases covered.
And you do.
That's not just, I've got plenty of other pants.
Yeah.
But jeans, it's just those 3.
Jeans.
Yeah.
For me, just pure blue jeans, I have, I think, 15.
15. Okay.
And that's...
Do you think you could go through itemized like what kind of outfit or mood they all kind of service?
Yeah.
How much overlap would you say there is?
There's a fair bit of overlap, and like also like the thing is like I think at least 3 or 4 pairs, I think I'm gonna say 3 or 4 pairs are pairs of jeans that like don't fit me right now, and then the other ones are in the rotation. But then it just depends on your mood that day But so say I've got like, 3 or 4 pairs that are like slightly too small, but then they fit you sometimes, so you don't want to throw them out because they're vintage, they're Versace.
Well, they're aspirational.
Yeah.
If I admit that I don't fit into these jeans anymore,
I'm not
and
gonna
I
do
get
that.
rid of them,
Yeah.
what I'm saying to myself is, I'm never going to fit into them again.
Exactly.
I'm never going to lose this weight.
Or
That's
even
giving up.
I have these jeans that are these like Guess jeans that are really nice, but they're tiny. I should actually give them up because the other ones are like, no, like they actually aren't that small. But these ones are like, come on, Lauren, they fit you like on one bad day when you were 21.
Yeah.
But they're like really nice. And then I have a friend who's like smaller than me. And so then often I will like give them to her and she's like, has like custody of the clothes.
Sure.
And she'll wear them and stuff. And I'm like, but like the second I hit rock bottom and I'm skinny enough to put these on, like I'll come get them. Like,
This is just
it's sisterhood of the traveling pants.
Yeah. This is just like a visitation.
Yeah.
This is like shared custody.
They're on loan.
This is your weekend with the pants.
Yeah.
And then I'll get them back.
But she's like had a baby now. So she can't wear the pants either.
Oh, so she's got to pass them on.
Well, yeah, but it's like I don't even know anyone that skinny now.
Yeah. Well, so speaking of comfort, you did something a couple of years ago that was very much out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You went to Argentina to film a little TV show.
I did.
Yeah.
I did, and I filmed the show, and I promise it's real, and I'm not lying. And then the Hollywood strikes happened, and then it got held up, and it's all filmed and ready to go, and the network dropped it, and so it's for sale if anyone wants to.
Really, if any bigwigs are watching.
Yeah, if any big Hollywood studios are watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's not out, but
so it's just in the ether, but it's never seen the light of day.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's crazy.
Have you seen it?
I've got like director's cuts, like rough cuts. It's not. It needs a bit of post, but it's all done.
That's insane. I feel like that's been happening more and more recently. There's like, I'm a nerd for this stuff, but there's like an animated movie. There's like a movie about the
Roadrunner?
The coyote. Yeah.
Okay.
The coyote taking Acme to court.
That one was crazy.
Binned, but it's back. It's been bought.
Oh,
so
really?
it's going to come out next year now, which is great.
Cool. Well, that's the hope. That's the stories that you hear. And then it happened to, because it happened in the same lot. It was like Freeform and Disney, and that was Disney that were going mental and dropping heaps of stuff.
Yeah.
And it was with like Nautilus as well. There was that one, the big one, and then that got bought. And so you never know.
I guess it's cool that they see the light of day in the end, but it is funny thinking about like being in one of those things that has been had a lot of time in post, then been in the bin for like a year, then it gets picked up, and then they have to find the right time to release it. So all of a sudden you're called on to do press for this thing that you filmed like 6 years ago.
I know. I wonder.
It's like, what was it like doing this? It's like, I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I'm old now. I got a job.
I've made 8 movies since then.
I've been busy. I mean, I hope.
But well, we never know.
We never know.
But yeah, okay. This can be part of the pre junket for this show that maybe one day will see the light of day.
Guys. Let's get the hype going.
Yeah. So how did you get picked up for this? Because it is like I saw you post about this at the time.
Yeah.
And it did seem like one of those things where you're like, is this real? It just seems so random. You're just all of a sudden over in Argentina like filming this show.
Yeah, I was kind of like, is this real or am I going to be human trafficked?
Yeah.
No, it was completely random, but that's like, I think everything in show business, people are like, you've got to work hard and grind. And it's like, you do need to work hard and grind, but also any big real opportunity you get will just be like winning the lottery.
Yeah, exactly.
Pure luck. Like
you need to work hard to be ready to do a good job when the luck strikes, but it is all... It's all random.
Absolutely the lottery. And I'm not like denigrating myself or anything by saying like I didn't deserve, like it's like no, like I went and I did a good job, but like it's luck. It was complete luck. I had no idea how they found me because I'd left my agent like pretty close before I got it.
Yep.
Which was pretty cool because I didn't have to pay anyone commission.
That's a sick move.
It was awesome. I just got like a Beverly Hills lawyer to look at the contract and pay them 5%.
Okay.
It was so good. But yeah, that was pretty baller. But no, literally, I had no idea how they found me. I mean, I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm like not famous and I'm not viral or anything. But if you are Googling around enough for Australian young female comedians, you find me.
Yep.
And basically, yeah, it wasn't until I was over there chatting to some of the producers there, and I was like, how the hell did you get me for this, by the way, now that I'm definitely here and this is real and you can't fire me because I'm no one. And they said they were trying to cast this role, which it was for an Australian character. And she was like, kind of quirky and a bit funny. And they were trying to cast like actors, and actors just weren't reading it like very funny. And then they'd cast a few comics in the show, like Kat Cohen was in the show. Yeah. And so they were like, well, why don't we get a comic? And so then they were just Googling Australian female comic.
We need someone who's got 15 pairs of jeans in the rotation.
Literally.
It sounds specific. It's not, the character doesn't bring it up anymore, but we just feel like that's really that's going to come across on the screen. Yeah.
Yeah. And
man, that's great.
They just saw me on like a friggin' listicle or something. And I mean, then I did a self-tape and everything. And, and I think a few other people did. But I think, like, again, it's just like luck. Like, they already had a blonde, they had a brunette, you know, and like I've got red hair. It's interesting. And I was whatever they were looking for.
Yeah, I love that you wait until you're over there to ask them. I would not be able to resist in my first email back being like, and I've done that before, like, hey, yeah, love to do it. I'm free on those dates. Let me know what you need from me. P.S. So I know, how did I end up on your radar?
Why me?
This just seems so random.
Yeah.
Am I being scammed?
Well, yeah. I was like, okay, maybe. I just didn't believe it until I was like on the first class flight over there.
Oh,
in lie flat business.
Nice little drop there.
Yeah.
La-di-da.
Well, that's another comfort thing.
Yeah.
And I haven't flown a long distance flight since then because money.
I've done business class once to the UK, and it was paid for me by an ad that I was filming over there. And it is great, but you do have a moment in your head where you're like, this is ruining the rest of my life.
Yeah, I can never go back.
Yeah.
And when I have to go back, because like I can't actually ever do that again unless someone else is paying for it.
Yeah.
Like it's because flying long haul flights when you love being comfy is hell. And when you're in business, it's still not that comfortable. It feels like the bare minimum.
The thing about business is it's just it's a basic level of human comfort.
Yeah, it's
what
dignity.
The plane should be.
Yeah.
You go in economy and you're like, I mean, this is barbaric.
Yeah. It's like, that's not...
I have to ask a stranger if they can move out of the way so I can take a piss.
You're sitting
That's
upright?
crazy.
Upright for 20 hours?
Yeah. If that didn't exist now and you pitched it to people, they'd be like,
no.
Obviously we've just got to have less seats on the plane.
Yeah.
You can't have people rammed in like that.
Can't.
That's crazy. And they pay how many $1,000s to experience this?
It's so crazy. Yeah, that is, like, it feels like, it's like, oh, it's so luxurious. And it's like, yeah, I don't know. But it's also like, I should be able to lie down.
You feel like the biggest piece of shit, don't you, when you get on that, like, when you get into that, like, first class of the international flight and you're so excited. This is what it was like for me. So excited in the lead up, and you really do feel like, oh my God, I am like, and I was like, trying to think how old I was, maybe like 25 or something. So I was really like, oh my God, this is going to be like so luxurious.
Well, and you're also like, this is going to be my life forever now.
Yeah, exactly. This is the first of many adverts that I'll be in for the Commonwealth Bank. And I remember, like, you get on the flight and there's that giddy, like, there were 4 of us in the ad that were going over, so I was sitting next to my friend, and we're like having our little champagne before we take off, and like, how good is this? And then 15 minutes in, that just kind of wears off, and then you're just in a seat, and you're like, I actually am sick of being on the plane now.
Yeah.
What the true first class would be, to be in London within 20 minutes.
Teleportation.
To not have to be sitting. I'm still trapped on this plane, which sucks.
Yeah. It's still like bad at the end of the day.
You just, how quickly the thrill of it and the prestige of it just fades away from your brain, and you become like the next level of entitled. Like,
oh yeah,
I wonder what it's like to be in those ones where you get like a whole room to. Now that would be nice.
Yeah, the Dubai kind of thing, the Emirates. Yeah. That was even like, I was immediately entitled. Like, that's the thing. I like, people are like, oh wow, like you must just feel like, oh, I'm sorry for being here. It's like, no, immediately entitled. And I think I had 2 flights because there was like a connection in New Zealand. You fly to New Zealand and then you do the big haul over there. And like the first one, I was still in business, but because it was such a short haul flight, I think it was like nighttime as well. They like didn't really give you anything. Like, it was a bit like, I was a bit like, I thought this was business.
You're already kicking
I get
off.
in and there was like no blanket, and I was like, is there a blanket? I'm cold. Like, is there food? I'm hungry. And they were like, no. Like, it was like bare bones kind of for that connection. And then so
it's such a funny, you think about like what the makeup is of people in business class, and it's either legitimate like business people, you know, who are like hitting the ground and then having meetings straight away and whatever. And so they're going to have a certain level of like expectation and demands for what they're paying.
Yeah.
And then you get people who are like, it's the novelty for them. They've never done it before. Yeah. And so they've built up a version of it in their heads where they also want it to be perfect. So truly like these two very disparate groups, but with both of them, there is no room for error if you're the like flight crew. Like if you forget to give someone their like pre-takeoff drink, you're going to fucking hear about it.
Because it's like
I'm paying $7,000 for this.
Yeah, the businessman's like, I'm a businessman, I need my drink.
Exactly.
And then the other person's like, I've waited my whole life for this drink.
Yeah.
You know?
There's a guy I know who lives in New York, and he's a real points pig. He's always flying in like business and first class.
I wish that was me. I need to do all the schemes.
I want to do it all too.
It's so hard. It's so much admin. It's so much work.
I know. And I've talked to him about this, and he recently did a trip where he came back to Australia and he did it all on points, all flying in like, he flew in one of those like your own little room things, but like, it was stressing me out, the route that he had to take to get home. It was like, you know, fucking New York to Hong Kong to Singapore to Dubai. Like, it honestly, it took him like 4 days.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, it's like, this does look pretty cool, but I mean, that is a lot to put your body through. That much flying with like not really getting off at any point. So you get over to Argentina, you're there for, what was it, 3 months?
Yeah, 3 months.
Yeah. And so how was that, like being in a place where you didn't speak the language? And you mentioned that you didn't make much headway with learning any Spanish.
No. Poco español.
Were you trying to, because like what was the lead time between getting booked and then knowing that you were over there? Were you trying to like hit the Duolingo before you went over to Bone Up?
I don't think I did at all beforehand, to be honest. Maybe the tiniest bit, not really. But I kind of like, it was maybe a month or two that I found out in advance. But even then it was kind of like, I kind of thought I had it, but then I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
And then I had it, but I was like, I think I've got it. But I'm like, I didn't get my plane ticket sent to me until like the week beforehand or less. Like
that's always fun.
A few days. So I was kind of like emailing, being like, hey, like, is it coming, or like, is this real? Like, you know, there was always like, until you're on the plane, you think like it's not gonna actually happen.
We had the exact same thing with that trip to London.
Yeah, it's like, that's not really.
They didn't tell us until the last minute, and they didn't tell us it was business class until the last minute.
Well, that's exciting.
Which was exciting when it came through. But yeah, you're just going like, yeah, because I've kind of like cancelled stuff to do this. So if it doesn't happen now, it's going to be very annoying.
I know I had to cancel because I'd booked in to do Melbourne Comedy Festival, and I had to like call, like probably the first person I told that I got the job was like Tim Hewitt. Who runs the Coopers Inn at Melbourne.
Yeah, that's great.
Because I'd already paid him the deposit or whatever, which wasn't much or anything. And I called him like, and I was like, hey.
You've really fucked me here, Lauren.
I think I have to cancel but I think I've kind of got the biggest opportunity of my life.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm really happy for you.
That's Huey's the guy that you want to have to call anything like that. He's not going to be pissed off. He's not going to cane you. Yeah. It's super chill guy.
Yeah.
Right. So you get over there, and then you had to learn how to tango.
I did. So they told me beforehand. So I'd booked the role, and then the writer who the showrunner emailed me, and she was like, "Oh, so fun to meet. Like, nice to meet you. I'm so glad we found you. By the way, do you dance?" They didn't ask me that at all in the audition, and I was like, no. And
before I decide how honest to be with my answer, I've definitely got this right. You can't take it back.
I can try. I'll do whatever. I will dance. I haven't previously.
Yeah.
But yeah, she said, oh, well, like, we'll get you some lessons. Ha ha ha. Like, because I have to tango in the show. Like, and in the show, like, there's like me and like the little group of expats, we're the friends in the group in the show, and everyone has to tango, but my character specifically has like a scene where she like surprises everyone
by being great at tango,
how good she is at tango.
Okay. You're reading that script, you're hoping that it's like she tangos badly, and then you're like, well, that's okay, I can just kind of learn on camera and be shit at it.
I don't know why, I feel like I've just, maybe it's like a level of kind of like burnout that just makes me think like everything will be fine, because it kind of will be.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they've booked me for the role. I'm going to turn up, and they're going to it's a movie. They can film me from the waist up. They can like they'll sort. It's not my problem. Like if I can't
they could get fucking AI to make it look like I'm dancing. Like, that's the things we want to use AI for. The things that we have no skill set for. That's stressing us out. That's just as a side thing. Like that mentality of like, it's been fine in the past. It'll be fine again. I get so stressed about things and I try and tell myself that, but I always feel like the minute that you just rely on that, that's when you'll really get in trouble. That's when you'll be in a situation where the people there are going like, you'll actually live the nightmare for real where they're like, why haven't you prepared for this?
Why didn't but it's never happened. And I mean, I haven't been in many situations, but I think also too,
as you get older, you've done enough things where you're like, I can get through it. I can bluff my way through it.
And you've seen enough idiots do things that you think, well, if they can do it, I can do it.
But I don't know if you've ever been like humbled in any way by like saying that you could do something that you couldn't. I've done a routine about this, but I got cast on a show on the ABC like 15 years ago or whatever. And they basically emailed me and said, the character speaks in a Dutch accent. Can you do a Dutch accent?
Oh, well, you shouldn't.
If you can, it's yours.
I'm
sure.
honest, okay? Like that's why I think I can do it. Because I said like, no, I'm not a dancer at all. And then they got me, I did like a Zoom tango lesson and we did tango lessons over there. And I was just transparent. But I would never say I could.
Well, I was like 22 or something and it was like they told me the dollar amount and I was like, well, I'm not going to – I want this I want to work. I want to act. I want to be in this comedy series.
I'd do it, to be honest. I'd say like, yes.
And because I was like, it's an act. It's not like learning the language. I can like practice the accent.
Yeah.
Cut to me not practicing the accent, getting on set, being so bad and they ended up on the fly – like rewriting the character. They wrote this line in where then the character ended up revealing that they like got another character to be like, where's that accent from? And then they were like, you just break down and just sort of say like, oh, I'm just pretending to be Dutch. I grew up in Broadmeadows, which I will say is actually kind of funnier.
That's funnier. And also they should have had you audition in Dutch accent.
Yeah.
If they want to know what it sounds like, you can be like, yeah, I'll do it. But like, you won't like it.
But I guess to your point,
it's their fault. It's their problem.
I did get away with it. I mean, those couple of days where I could just see people looking at me being like, this cunt has absolutely taken the mick. He cannot do this accent at all. Felt awful.
What was the show?
That's the feeling that I'm trying to, negate and get away from.
I guess.
But it still did work out. The show was called Sleuth 101. It was on the ABC. It was like
I didn't know it.
It was like a kind of murder mystery show, like a detective.
Sounds good.
Kind of. It was basically like they'd film a bunch of stuff. There was like a little story. And then there was like a bit where they'd do it in front of an audience where then a guest comedian would come in and kind of watch all that footage and interview you in character and have to kind of solve the murder mystery based on that. It's very, very high concept.
Yeah.
But
I've never heard of it.
Yeah. Well, you can look it up. You can find it on iTunes. You can find my terrible Dutch accent on iTunes. So you get on set. Yeah. Did you feel like you'd mastered the art of tango?
Look, honestly, it was hard going at first. So we were all in tango lessons as soon as we got to Argentina. And it was good because it was like how we all got to know each other. So we jumped straight into tango lessons. And the other actors who were there were like more actory actors than me, which I've done a little bit of acting, but not much like screen acting. Like I did like theatre at uni and stuff, and I'm a comedian and like I'm not uncomfortable, but I haven't done like a big show or anything. But they were like based in LA and like like some of the most beautiful people you've ever seen in your life. Like,
did you detect any hint of like when you're getting to know everyone and they're like, oh, I've been in LA doing all the auditions and really hitting the circuit and it's like really draining and a real grind and really demoralizing, and you're like, they found me randomly on the internet.
Yeah. That was literally kind of like the joke of the thing, and like they're all like we're all still in touch, and it was like I couldn't be luckier, like the nicest people ever. Yeah. But it was so funny that like they were these like grinding actors working at it for so many years and stuff, and I was like, they emailed me.
Yeah.
Like
I still don't even really know how. Oh, that's they. Yeah. There's a certain personality type that would hate hearing that.
Yeah, but they were great. Because it was like also like
I think, well, that's how you want the world to work, right? So it's like...
But if you're Australian,
you've got to be into it, and you've got to be like, it is cool that it kind of can work like that, because maybe that'll happen to me one day.
You never freaking know. Yeah. But they were kind of took to it a bit better than me, because they were, trained actors and with a bit more coordination. And I was struggling, to be honest. And like, because what I couldn't do is like remember like a routine, like choreography.
Yeah, there's like
that's hard.
A few people I know in Melbourne. There's like a pretty popular like dance studio that a lot of people have started going to, and they're always posting videos online. They're like filming in front of the mirror of like the whole group.
Yeah,
and I'm blown away by it, because it's obviously like on a professional level. When it's someone's job, you go, well, okay, that makes sense. But when it's just people. And this place is like for all skill levels, so it's just people starting out, and then it's like, here's us at the end of our first class, and it's like
1,
pretty
2,
good.
3, 4.
And I'm like, how do you remember all of this?
I can't remember them. Yeah. I can't remember dance steps. That's what I know now. And also, I guess dancing is like, I don't know, it's very like, if you're doing comedy, like you're allergic to being very earnest, it's so sincere to dance, and especially tango, like it's meant to sexual and like very like, and I just couldn't.
And you can comment on if it's going bad in comedy, you can comment on it. You can't fuck up a move in the tango and be like, that one's new.
Yeah, I'm always trying to
do that again tomorrow night.
Yeah, but that's like, no, can you just actually be serious?
Yeah.
But what made a big difference is, so it was hard learning tango with people who can't tango, but I guess it's also a benefit of being like a woman in a partner dance is like the man leads.
Oh, yeah.
So I got a really good partner who was a professional tango dancer. It was really good. And he just sort of like threw me around, like he would just be like, okay, now put your leg in between my leg. And I'm like, okay. Like, and he was really hot, obviously.
Yeah.
And so it turned out great. And I've got some like, I did some great moves, and then they were really impressed, and they were like, I can't believe you've done this. And I was like sweating, and I was like, I'm just a comedian from Australia. I just did what I could, and Jose did the rest, and Jose's sweating because he had to keep lifting me, and I'm like a bit bigger than I guess a little Argentine dancer that he's normally lifting. I see him dance with someone else, and I'm like, he's not grunting in the same way.
I thought you were going to say getting jealous. Who's that slut?
Well, yeah, that too.
Have you kept up with the tango since you get like, did that make you go, now that I've done like this much work to get like a basic level of proficiency? Is that something that you're
haven't
coming back and Googling?
But I kind of
Tango
liked
studios in Sydney.
No, I've thought about it, but I think it is like if I could just go dance tango with a professional tango dancer, well, once a week, and they were really fun and stuff, like that would be so fun.
I'm sure you can.
But I'm sure you probably could. I don't know, but I don't know how to do it with like a professional. But
well, you got to, I mean, obviously, let's manifest it when the show gets bought and then sees the light of day. You're going to be that's going to be your like public facing persona. People are going to know you as the tango dancer. So you'll be recognized out in public, just at the supermarket. People are going to be like, show us a bit of tango. So then you'll have like the impetus. Once you find out that the show's been bought, then the clock is ticking.
I'm going to have to
and
go
you're gonna have
do
time to
like
hit the studio.
I'm going to have to do some lifts on Fallon or something, like I'm going to have to be like, okay, now this is how you do it, Jimmy. So I guess I should try to pick it up again just to be ready for the late night circuit. But I was thinking about it, but then I thought, well, a thing you would do is
have to be like tangoing down that, what do they call it? That like horrific looking little runway that people have to walk down to get on the Kelly Clarkson show. Is that
Kelly Clarkson? Yeah, they'll be like, Lauren Bonner, Lauren Bonner, and I'll be tangoing down.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying. Literally, can the show just come out? That actually could happen.
I did an episode of this with someone who I had to like it was something that was about to come out, and then the release date got bumped back to August. So I've had to sit on it for ages.
Yeah.
And then in the interim, they've been on the Kelly Clarkson show. They were just on the Kelly Clarkson show this week.
Oh my God, who is it?
And it's annoying because I want to know everything about doing that little fucking runway. She's a singer, so maybe she hasn't had to. I guess that would be crazy to make you go out and do that little runway to then just walk onto the stage and sing a song. Seems kind of crazy.
I'd still do it.
But you know what stresses me out about that is just it just feels like everyone that works in that office is like dragged in.
They have to come out for it.
Yeah, it's like, it's really not a good. I've got to have this social post done in the next like 15 minutes. No.
I saw someone criticizing that like it seems like there's like a bigger turnout for some celebrities, and then some celebrities who aren't as big have a smaller turnout, and like and the walkway isn't as enthusiastic for them.
Yeah, interesting.
So I wonder if there's politics to it as well.
It does feel like a thing where it should just be your job is you're the walkway person.
Yeah.
You're not being dragged away from like
just doing
actors. Payroll or doing anything like that that's got to happen in the office. Your job is every day at 4 p.m. you come down here and you hype up Jack Black for when he walks out there or whoever it is.
You can't just be like, oh, sorry, can you come cheer for Dakota Johnson? Just quick. And they're like, I've got to send this email.
That should be the whole show. That bit should be happening in like kind of in sort of a circuit, right? So you're going around and then maybe driving just in front of you. Kelly Clarkson's on the back of a golf cart, kind of interviewing you.
You've got to walk through the office.
As you do this like sort of like 10-minute just sort of circle around the office. Yeah.
The production team, everyone, accounts, they're like, oh, yeah.
Why is this not part of the show? Why is it just part of the social media account? I've never seen a single second of that show.
Is it the Kelly Clarkson show? I didn't even know it was.
40 different people do that little runway.
I've seen the Kelly Clarkson bits where she sings songs.
Oh, right.
That's good.
Yeah.
She's a good singer.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
I'm keeping it to the runway. That's all.
That's
all I want to consume.
What's the highlight?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big carpool karaoke guy. Never watched Corden, but love the carpool karaoke.
I hate that. I hate
Me
that.
too. Me too.
I hate him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So something else that you've highlighted is that you're a big fan of the medical dramas.
Yeah.
So is my partner.
Yeah, Grace.
Did you watch The Pit?
Yeah, I did watch The Pit.
Of course you watched the fucking Pit.
How good was it?
The Pit was great.
Did you watch it?
The Pit was great. It made her go all the way back to the start of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh my God, literally the same.
She was watching House recently.
House is good too. House is like a mystery show, you know, it's a real classic. It's a Sherlock Holmes kind of homage.
Yeah, and also what's wrong with this guy?
And he's really the sick one, isn't he? Dr. House.
Yeah, that is a great example of a show of that era where by the time they're into like season 6, House is going to jail. He's like hooked on heroin.
He's crazy. This guy he should have had his medical license revoked years ago.
Yeah. How does he get away with saying this stuff?
He's saying the craziest
He's calling a
stuff.
patient a fat bitch. You couldn't do that on TV these days.
He's going crazy. He's misgendering. He's fishing ticks out of people's vaginas.
Yep.
Like he's going... This guy shouldn't be a doctor.
Do you remember that show first being on and it really was like, this guy fucking rocks. And you watch it now, it's like,
what the hell? It's kind of cringe. Yeah. But there's an Australian, the blonde guy with the Australian accent. We were always excited by that.
Yeah.
As a nation.
That era, it was really rare to hear an Australian accent on the television. I'm glad. Yeah. So your character in the Argentinian show is Australian?
Yeah,
that's great.
Thank God, because I can't do accents.
Yeah.
And also I'm pro, because there's a few great Aussie actors, young actors like that are doing so well overseas at the moment, and they're not ever playing Australians. And I just think, why can't there just be an Australian in a movie?
It's crazy that Hugh Jackman has never done a movie where he's just Australian.
You can just be Australian. Like you can like be in an American rom-com and you're Australian. Like it's not like you have to make it a thing.
For Hugh Jackman to be as famous as he is, and it's like everyone knows that he's Australian. Everyone knows who he is. But even he isn't allowed to be... He got in at the wrong time. I think you could be like a big actor now if you were like 20. You could hit it big and it would be like, yeah, cool. We'll just rewrite the script for your character to be Australian. Yeah. Who cares?
You wouldn't even... It should be a thing. It should be like a plot. It doesn't... Why couldn't Wolverine just be Australian?
Yeah, who gives a fuck?
Is it like that important?
Just say that the fucking mutant powers gave him an accent.
Yeah, he just talks weird. Because Australian accents just sound like weird talking in an American movie
Make
anyway.
it like that thing. Have you ever seen that clip of those people that get bonked on the head and then they speak in a Chinese accent?
Yeah.
Just say that happened to Wolverine.
Yeah, but Australian type. Why not? Let people speak.
But yeah, you were saying that you consume all the medical dramas and you have a bit of it. You've learnt a lot about the human anatomy and medicine itself.
I reckon I'm good. Like honestly, like often like someone's telling me something, or like I read like a Reddit post, like ask doctors, and I think in my head, I'm like, oh, I would think test for hypothyroidism, and then the doctor comments test for hypothyroidism, you know, stuff like that. Like,
interesting.
I think I could be a doctor.
Yeah, has there been any case of like, you know, every now and then there'll be someone where they're like, oh, I got my pilot's license and I got my hours up. It was all through using Microsoft Flight Simulator. You know, every now and then there'll be some like random story of someone who gets in through some like weird like back channel way of learning about something. Yeah. You could be the first who's like first like licensed doctor who saves a life.
Trained by television.
Never hit a textbook in her life.
No.
Never went to uni for it.
Just soaked it in.
Just logged hours and hours of Grey's Anatomy and The Pit and House. Yeah.
I could do it.
Because I think they do that's the thing that you hear a lot is that they make it pretty accurate. Like they can't just invent a condition for the show.
Yeah, they do. And it's like a really broad range of conditions and like I probably couldn't do surgery or anything, but probably.
She's so humble.
I could probably, give me a week to study up. I could do like an appendectomy or something just to start.
I think that's common though because I have the same thing. Yeah. Maybe not so much about medical stuff, but like certainly from like the law, like courtroom stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And police stuff. Not that I would want to be a cop.
Yeah.
But there's part of me where I've watched enough of those types of shows where I've thought, yeah, I think I'd be all right at that.
You could take
I think
them
I could
down.
get in the courtroom and just kind of figure it out.
You've
just riff it up.
You're emailing a real estate agent and you're like, I could be a lawyer.
Yeah. I think I've got what it takes just from And obviously what I love about anytime you say that to anyone whose law or medicine is their actual job, they hate the idea that you've just absorbed it a bit and thought that you could do it.
Yeah.
But that feels good to me because making a living as a stand-up comedian and podcaster, two of the main jobs that literally every person on earth
thinks
the narrative around them is like any fuckwit can do this with no training or preparation or skill level whatsoever. So it's nice to feel like there's something out there kind of also contributing to that sort of sentiment about...
It's like revenge.
It's revenge.
Everyone's always like, oh, yeah, I could do that. You're just talking. And it's like, all right, cool. Yeah, let's put the white coat on me.
Yeah.
I'll do your surgery too.
Let's swap for a day.
Do the open mic. And
that's a good show.
Yeah.
That's two people that think that they can do each other's jobs have to actually go and do it for a day. Yeah.
But it would have to be like really unethical the way you do the show. Like, because if it was medicine, like I'd want to actually have an amateur person trying to do surgery.
Oh, it's got to be, there's got to be real stakes on the line. It's got to be like
someone's going to go to jail.
Someone might go to jail / someone might die. Yeah.
It's a murder case. There's like, a bowel surgery to be done and they have to swap.
I think it should only be, I think every episode should just be doctor and lawyer switching.
Yeah, just doctor and lawyer.
Those are the two most interesting ones.
Yeah.
I don't really give a fuck about like, like a lollipop lady switching jobs with a baker.
Yeah, that's stupid.
The stakes aren't high enough.
Yeah.
It needs to be death or life imprisonment.
Doctor and lawyer. And then also that would be good too because they're both like, they would be weird kind of smart people. And like, especially doctors are often real quirky people because they've like gone through their whole lives being the smartest person ever. Then they do like 10 years in university. Then they go into this weird field and like.
That's the thing. People get blown away when they're in hospital or they go to a doctor and the doctor's kind of like, the no bedside manner thing.
Oh my God, no, they're like the biggest freak
they
you've
were the
ever
nerds
met.
at school. They were the nerds at school. They were the nerds at university. Why would they have any people skills?
They've never talked to anyone. When I was in high school, I did like a program where like we were helping train GPs because we were like the drama students. And so we had to like have scenarios and like act out like, oh, I want the pill, but it's like secretly I'm having sex, like, and the doctor that was training like had to like learn how to talk to young people and they were so dumb. They couldn't do it. They were like, do you have like a boyfriend?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy how much stuff happens in hospital. Like the thing where you just, without you really getting too much of a say of whether you opt in, there can be a thing where the doctor just brings around a bunch of students and just like talks about you like you're a fucking zoo animal.
And sometimes they'll be like, is this cool? Okay, this is the person like, yeah.
But you kind of feel like you can't say no.
No.
Like when I was in hospital a lot when I was a kid, that would happen like regularly.
Yeah.
And it was just the worst part of the day. You're already like, you're so vulnerable. You're your lowest moment.
Yeah.
You're just being gawked at by a bunch of 20-year-olds.
It's like the tour guide.
Yeah. Can't you just like invent a scenario and ask some questions about that?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be an actual little kid?
I'm a boy. Do I have to be here?
Yeah. Like- and then you'd find out like, they get your chart and they're like, looking at it being like, oh yeah, this isn't good. And you're like, hang on, what?
Hey.
When did this happen?
I'm here.
Yeah. Can we have a meeting about this like before the school happens? So speaking of being knowledgeable on things, I was very impressed to hear this. You're a gun for the trivia nights.
I'm a bit of a trivia head. Yeah. But I don't even know actually how good I am. I think I'm...
because you were on The Chase recently, right?
I did go on The Chase.
This is a big... I'm all right. This is a big moment for a big stressful moment for a amateur trivia night enthusiast. Now you're really putting it on the line publicly.
Yeah.
Did you really feel like you had a lot to lose?
Not really. Look, it's kind of funny. I just know a guy who works on The Chase. He's a comic.
Yep.
And like he does like just like some production or whatever, like writing stuff, not questions. I didn't cheat. I don't want anyone to think that there was an inside track. Also, I didn't even win, so don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
I cheated, but badly.
And
I didn't win.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like on a road show with him.
Yeah, I was given the answers and I chose to answer them wrong.
And I still didn't win. No, it's very official.
No. All
but
above board.
I was just like, we were doing like the Sunday quiz and stuff on this like comedy roadshow, and he was like, oh, you should go on The Chase. And I was like, I should, that's so funny. And then I just applied, and they like quiz you and stuff and you apply, and then it was like 6 months later then they finally emailed me with a show. So I was like, okay, that thing that I thought would be funny is gonna happen now. Okay. And
am I being transported first class to the studio? Because that's kind of what I'm used to when it comes to my show business opportunities.
Truly. And there was absolutely none of that. And I actually am drinking from this is my Chase Australia.
Oh hell yeah, you get a water bottle.
You get a
that's
Chase
what you want.
Water
Branded
bottle.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But no, it was a bit of pressure. I didn't expect to win because The Chase, I think, is not rigged but heavily skewed in their favor. If you've ever seen the show, it all depends on like this final moment where like the chaser has to answer questions, your team has to answer questions, but it's just like in their favor because they don't have to buzz in and they don't have to say their name, and like they've got a lot more time than you. But anyway, so we didn't win any money, but
you're good at good at a trivia night. So it was like you were gunning it in the newspaper quiz.
Yeah, and I go to trivia every week.
Right.
We win every week.
I go to trivia a little bit. I'm so bad at it.
Oh yeah.
I know fucking nothing. I don't even feel like I ever walk out of there having retained any of the things that have come up.
Yeah, it's crazy how much you don't retain.
Yeah.
I always think, oh, I should remember that.
No. You just have to have like a good general knowledge, right? Like a broad general knowledge.
Yeah, but then sometimes I think like maybe I'm not even, because I've got there's a few people just on our team that are really good. So we've got like a friend of mine who just knows everything about music, and he's also a nurse.
Yeah, okay.
So he's good with, but also anything anatomy I know as well. Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? You need a good, for a regular trivia team, you need a good amount of.
You've got to assemble.
You need everything. Yeah, someone will just be like, send a random group message around to just like 10 of our friends and be like, who wants to do trivia on this date? And it's like, yeah, that'll be a fun activity. But we're not what you need to do is like maybe go like, hey, you know what? We've got a bit of a gap in the knowledge here.
Yeah.
Why don't we get this guy in who none of us particularly spend all that much time with or even necessarily like? We need a sports guy.
And that's why you don't like him, because
calling
he's a
him
sports
up
guy.
And being like, let's be clear about this. This is purely business.
Yeah.
This is not for friendship.
Yeah.
This is because we need a sports guy on the team.
But you do got to assemble it that way, and like we've just got a strong team. We've got sometimes Alexi Toliopoulos, probably friend of the show, Danielle Walker, comedian. She herself will admit that she absolutely knows nothing. But
really, that's surprising.
She actually, the one thing that she is good at in trivia is like if there's like dog breeds or something like that. I mean, an example of Danielle being bad at trivia is there was a group of questions that was like showing a house and then being like, what TV show was this house from?
That's a good question. Yeah, I like that.
And it was like, The Simpsons house or whatever, like, and then from like other TV shows. And then they showed a house and we were all looking at it going, I don't know. And then our friend went, isn't that the house from Taskmaster, Australia? That Danielle was on.
Yeah, I mean, I was like doing my bits to camera. I wasn't looking at the house. It was behind me.
Kinda, yeah. And it was like the TV show that she was on and won Taskmaster.
Yeah,
she did not recognize a photo of the house.
That's incredible.
So that was just the perfect.
That's great
encapsulation.
That's really great. Yeah. I feel like it is. I feel like every now and then, because you're right, as you say, like I think Danielle. Yeah, it's always, you feel like you're not contributing, but then there's just the most like random ass one that comes up that you just like get. You don't know everything about movies or music, but just something's come up that you happened to be reading about like the day before or whatever. I'm bad at like, I'll be with friends and I'll go there'll be a question that I'm like, I think I know that, and other people will be disagreeing with me on what the answer is.
That's the tension.
And they're much more like dominant personalities who are happy to just kind of like take the pen. And you
let them have it.
And write theirs down. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's wrong, but I don't have it in me to like to be arguing about this.
But then if you're right, like that's the ultimate. Then you get to be smug.
Well, but also what happens with me more often than not is I just let it go. Then we're doing the answers and people are like, oh, you had it right. Yeah. And I'm kind of like, yeah. And then getting to the end and being like, hey, if we had have just listened to me, we actually would have won overall. Yeah. Because those 4 points we lost, those were the ones that I was... And everyone's like, well, what fucking good does that do us? Yeah. Why didn't you speak up more in the moment?
Well, that's a lesson. That's a lesson for you in confidence.
Yeah.
You need to stand by your,
No, but I hate the flip side of it of like really lobbying, really going hard because I start to doubt myself and you don't want to be in the position where you're like, you're the person who's like steals the pen and then it's like, you were wrong, cunt. You actually don't know shit.
I've got a friend who does that all the time. And then we're always, and he's always like, go on, say it.
Yep.
You all get to go around and say I'm a fucking idiot once.
I was at a trivia night recently and there was a question came up. It's this pub near my house that does like, it's food themed trivia.
Oh my God.
Every
I would excel at that. Food is definitely one of my topics.
And it's fun. It's fun the way he manages to like, it's not just all questions about food. Like he'll have a movies round and it's like a... passing around like a printed out thing that's got like a photo of like a meal and it's like what movies is this from?
Oh, that's fun.
So yeah, stuff like that. And he'll also put in like a round that's just like here's some just general stuff as well. He's like a bit of a palate cleanser or whatever. And there was one time I was there and he was like, now here's a question about the Kardashians. And this like fucking old boomer guy near me went, oh, who cares? And the guy had to be like, no, come on, none of that. And I was just like, what do you mean who cares? Like
the world cares.
It's trivia. Like it's all trivial.
Yeah.
It's like who cares about the fucking the like population of Spain? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like they're all questions that don't have any bearing on our day-to-day life. It's all just fucking random
nonsense.
Bits of bullshit.
What do you mean? Why do you care about the spaghetti from a movie then?
yeah, exactly. Like, who cares about any of this? Who cares about
anything? We should all just kill ourselves then.
We are all here avoiding our lives.
Yes.
If we were all happy, we'd be at home with our loved ones.
God, that
Not
is...
out here sinking piss, answering questions about carbonara. So just quickly, because, you kind of touched on this just before. So confidence and being happy with conflict. And you cited being happy to send food back at a restaurant, that kind of stuff. You don't shy away from it.
I mentioned this because it seems like such a contentious thing. Maybe, I don't know, right now or like just with people I know or like... And I was trying to think if there was an anecdote where I was doing that, but I couldn't really think of something specific. But like if I'm at a restaurant, and the food comes out and it's wrong, I feel like so many people I know and like all of my friends, maybe it's comedy people as well because we're like self-effacing. Like
I'm definitely, I hate being in that position. It's got to.
Yeah, I can see that.
You barely know me. I figured that out.
But you wouldn't advocate for yourself at trivia. You know the right answer, but you don't want to say it.
But I was thinking about it when you put that on there and it's interesting because like I think if you're a conflict avoidant person, it's like you feel like it's like kind of bad to be that way for other people or whatever. But the reality is like knowing that someone is happy to have a conflict with you or speak their mind or whatever. If you're on the other side of that, if you're their friend or whatever, that puts you at ease because, you spend so much time doubting yourself and like, oh, did I piss this person off or whatever? Yeah. And if you know that person is going to definitely tell you if that's the case. Yeah. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I'm fine. If they haven't said anything, then I'm okay.
That's the thing. It's so annoying.
Whereas with me, no one ever knows how I feel.
Well, yeah. But then you don't get what, if you order food at a restaurant, it's wrong and you're like, oh, I'll just eat it. But it's like, it doesn't, if you're not rude, it doesn't matter. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
For me, it's like growing up, my nan was like, she would send back everything over the most like, not even just like, it's just like, this isn't quite warm enough or this, or like something that she hadn't even asked for wasn't. She was like notorious in our family. I don't think I ever had a meal out with her where she didn't send the meal back
That's funny.
Like literally never. And
kind of respect this diva.
You just kind of observe that. You absorb that from a young age, and you just you see the annoyed look on the weight stuff, and you just it's like in my head just being like, I will never be like that. And so I think that planted the seed in me of like, I mean, I've had. Like I got served a pizza that had glass on it once. It was like a pizza with rocket on it. And so it was like a lot of shrubbery on the pizza.
Yeah.
And I took a bite in and I was like, what the fuck? And like looked in there, like little bits of shards of glass.
And you didn't send it back?
Well, what did I say? I got and again, this is like, the waiter came over and I was like, hey, there's glass in this. And he's like, how'd that get there? And I'm like, that's such a good question. And he's like, yeah, it's just really weird because we don't allow glass in our kitchen. And I'm like, okay.
Well,
and he was kind of an asshole about it. And I was with someone else and we got to the end and he was like, oh, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to bring you a new one, or you've kind of eaten most of that, so are you fine to keep going? And I was like, okay. And just didn't eat any more of it, but then got to the end and he was like, oh, we've taken the pizza off the bill. And it's like, yeah, I ate glass. You kind of should take the whole... Shouldn't we just get the whole...
Yeah, what the hell?
And so that was like that was the extreme of me saying, hey, this isn't okay.
Yeah.
And the guy was kind of a prick about it. And so again, it's like the one time I go against every fiber of my being.
And he didn't deliver.
And I get just complete... Yeah, he did not. So again, it was just like that lesson of like...
That's annoying.
Oh, well, why speak up?
That's also... I mean, that also made me think of like... Because that... When you like eat half the pizza and then there's glass on it, then I would... want to send it back and get a new pizza, and that's almost to me like better than not having glass on the pizza, because it's like you get free pizza.
Well, I guess the other thing is you're then going like, I don't know if I could even necessarily enjoy another one of the same pizza and trust that it didn't also have glass in it.
Well, the best is...
Can you just book me an Uber to the hospital? Because I might very well have eaten glass. I'm sort of more worried about my insides being shredded at the moment.
Let's just call the ombudsman.
How much Grey's Anatomy have you watched? Are you able to kind of ascertain what might be going on in there right now?
I mean, I think if you tear your esophagus, that would be like an immediate emergency. And like if you've done that majorly, like you'll die pretty quick.
Yeah, okay.
But if you've just eaten a bit of glass, like you honestly might just pass it. You might be fine.
So so this has come up on an episode of Grey's Anatomy. I said that as a joke. You just knew immediately. You just immediately went into diagnosing.
It's definitely been like people eating stuff, and then like esophageal tearing has definitely come up.
Yep.
But that can be bad. But wait, what I was going to say was Uber Eats. When Uber Eats is bad, like or wrong, that's better than when it's right, because like then you just get the refund and you still have the food.
Oh,
as long
yeah,
as you
big
can
time.
eat it.
Yeah, big time.
As long as they're like, oh, it's not exactly what I wanted, but I get the refund and I can still eat it. Like that's like, I would rather have like tainted.
Yeah, those companies where they're just like, hey, yeah, okay, we've given all the money back and we've sent you a new one. It's just like either one of those would have been fine. Like you've really gone above and beyond here. Yeah. But then you get... I mean, I do feel like, and he's talked about this publicly, so he won't mind this coming up. Greg Larson, he has a bit about how he got banned from Uber Eats because he just kept getting McDonald's and saying, yeah, it didn't come. And it had come, and he'd eaten all of it.
I think Dan Rath did that too.
These guys who are like, I figured out how to game the system. I'll never have to pay for McDonald's in my entire life.
It's like, no, then the system just banned you.
I remember being a kid and going to my dad's office and being like, not understanding how the I was like really young, so not really understanding how the photocopier worked. And so for me, it's just like you photocopy something, you put something in, you push the button, and a bit of paper with something on it comes out. And so in my head, I thought, why does anyone ever buy paper? Why don't you just put a blank sheet of paper in there and hit the button and free paper just comes out? Why would you ever go to the shop and pay for it?
It's kind of beautiful logic, really. That's, like when... like as a kids think that money just comes out of the wall with ATMs and stuff. Yeah.
I remember saying that to my dad and just this look of like, yeah, I think it's a career in the arts for my son. Yeah. I don't think he's ever going to be a high achiever.
I think
he thinks that this is how the photocopier works.
This is a paper. It's just where it comes from.
It's free paper, Dad.
Well,
why don't you just print off your own and then like take it and sell it out the front of the office? You'll make millions.
Kids are so annoying.
Yeah. Having to hear a kid say something to you as a parent and not just go, are you fucking high?
What do you mean?
Are you stupid?
What do you mean?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. They just ask questions, or even you just try to make a joke to a kid and then they're like, what?
Yeah, that's a real sliding doors moment for me. Like if my dad had have been like, are you fucking stupid? I think my whole life would be different.
Yeah, you'd be a lawyer.
I would. I'd be like, I'll show you, Dad. Lauren Bonner there. Great stuff. Check out Big Natural Talents, her podcast that she does with Conchetta Caristo, and keep your eyes out for this mysterious Argentinian TV show that's been sitting on the shelf. Hopefully it sees the light of day. If there's ever a petition launched to get it out there, I will post it on the socials. How to Do Everything Podcast, at How to Do Everything Podcast on Instagram. If you want to send me a message, if you enjoy the show, please do reach out. Always nice hearing from people, getting their feedback after each episode. And if you want to get on Spotify, if you want to get on iTunes and leave us a review, hey, I'm not going to say no. It's easy in this world to enjoy something and then just walk away and get on with your life and only ever leave negative reviews of bad restaurants you go to. But leave it a little positive one. It is good. It does help. It makes people feel good to read. I'll tell you that much. So get on there, get on the Patreon, get the bonus episodes, and you know what? Just live a nice, positive life. Live a positive, healthy, mindful life. Practice gratitude. Do some journaling. Go for a walk. Call a loved one and tell them how you feel about them. Do all of these things in the next week before the next episode, and I guarantee you'll feel in a good headspace. I'm doing a bunch of these and kind of banking the intros and outros before I'm about to go on a holiday, and so to tease next week's episode, you'll hear me maybe the most hungover I've ever been in my life, but in spite of that, it's a good episode, so keep an eye out for that one. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Bye.